everyone, this is your old pal Santa Claus, and I'm here today right from my magic studio at Santa's Magical Visit. And today we're going to talk about my reindeer, about the order that they're attached to my sleigh, and a little bit about each reindeer. And I actually have reindeer trading cards, and I'm going to read a little bit off the backs of those cards and got some other things that boys and girls have asked me. I think you'll find this very interesting. Now, get ready. I'm going to switch cameras right now. And here we go. Now, here is the reindeer trading cards. And here's the order. Now, I'm going to move this down a little bit so you can see it. There's old Santa Claus. That's not really me, but in the sleigh. And there's the order of my reindeer. Now, have Rudolph, then Dasher and Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. Now let me talk just a little bit about these reindeer before I go ahead and switch the cameras back, and then I'm going to take each of the trading cards and we're going to go through them one at a time, okay? Now, Rudolph is the lead reindeer right there. Now here's the thing, a lot of people don't realize this, but remember the song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, that's me, by the way, foggy. I don't use Rudolph on every single mission on Christmas Eve. If the weather forecast, by looking at my barometer and talking with my weather elves, is okay, well then Rudolph gets a night off. But you got to remember, we also do what I call training missions, and so Rudolph gets to go on those type of things too. So it's not like he's not getting flying time. Now, Rudolph is the only reindeer that has that red nose. He was born that way, and reindeers live a long time, and he's relatively young right now. Okay, so then we have Dasher and Dancer. Now, Dasher is normally the head reindeer, and everybody follows his lead. Even though he is not at the front, when Rudolph's not here, he's still in this position. He knows when to turn left, when to turn right, and so he's my reindeer in charge of moving the sleigh from one way to the other. And like I said, on the backs of the trading cards, we'll talk about other things. Now, not all these reindeer are boys. In fact, I don't know why people say this, and you'll find out on the back of one of the trading cards that the elves say a different reindeer is Santa's favorite, but Blitzen is my favorite reindeer. Blitzen is a girl, and Blitzen is faster than any reindeer, even though on one of the trading cards it says another reindeer is faster. It's not so. Also, two of the reindeer are sisters. Now, if you know your reindeer facts, you know that boy reindeers, like Cupid is a boy reindeers lose their antlers during the winter, and only the girl reindeer have their antlers. But you forget about one thing, boys and girls, that's magic. You forget about the magic. And as long as these reindeer and all the reindeer that are in my family, I don't want to call it a herd because I'm their keeper, I'm their protector. I don't own the reindeer. Just like really, you don't own a dog or a cat. You're that dog or cat or guinea pig or rabbit's guardian. You're protecting it. Okay, you might buy it the food, but in reality, it's a free creature and you're keeping care of it. And bless you for that too. So I got all these reindeer, and they all want to be one of my reindeer to pull the sleigh. Now, how does that work? Well, to tell you the truth, Rudolph and Blitzen are the only two reindeer here that are the original reindeers. Okay? The other reindeers, they retire, and then they have other reindeer that take their place, but they use the reindeer names that you grew up with. I mean, one of my reindeer is called Ralph. I can't go Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Ralph. That wouldn't sound right. So what I do is, if it is a female reindeer like Vixen, for instance, I don't put a male reindeer in a female spot, okay? But that reindeer is not really named Vixen. It might be named Cindy. But as far as you're concerned, on that collar is the name Vixen, okay? And that's the real story right from the old Santa Claus. So anyways, so you got Rudolph, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen. See how they go across? Comet, Cupid, Donder, and Blitzen. Now, notice this. It says Donder. You probably can't read it from there. Okay. Now, Donder can also be called Dunder, Dunner, or Donner, Donner. Now, here's the secret. Some people know it, and some people don't know it, and some boys know it, and some girls know it. Donner, or Dunder, or Donder means thunder. So what would Blitzen mean right here? What would Blitzen mean? Thunder and lightning. Blitzen. Now, I told you she's my fastest reindeer, and I trust her implicitly, her and Rudolph. Not that I don't trust the other reindeer, but she's been with me since almost the beginning. And Blitzen is the fastest reindeer. Blitzen can go upwards at the speed of light. And we'll be talking about how I get from one place to another in my map video. So anyways, that's my order. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause for a minute, collect my trading cards, and I'm going to read the backs of them and give you a close-up camera shot of each of these reindeer. Hi everyone, I'm back again. Going to tell you about the reindeer. Now, if you remember the song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer goes, you know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, but do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? So I have Rudolph last, like the song, but we all know from looking at the first set of pictures that Rudolph is the lead reindeer when Rudolph is out helping me, okay? Now, first we have Dasher, and let me put Dasher real close so you can get a good look at him. Now, Dasher was born and got his name because he wanted to race other reindeer, and every day he would insist on having a race, and this used to drive the other reindeer crazy. And so Dasher knows this Christmas Eve trip is going to be a long one, and there are way more toys because there's so many more children in the world. Now, he's in charge of cleaning, waxing the sleigh, and making sure all of the directional devices like my compass work, okay? He's always been very busy, and he has very important chores to do. So that's Dasher again, okay? Now, here's Dancer. Now, Dancer is a girl, okay? Dancer's a girl. Okay, Dancer was named because when she was tiny, she used to put on dance recitals, and it kind of sounds silly, but, you know, she'd be just jumping around with the other reindeer, and all the other reindeer call them, like, look, she's dancing just for us, and that's kind of what they mean by a recital. And I actually have a theater up there where the elves can go and see plays, and they can watch movies, and I just use North Pole TV, because I can get it broadcasted to my house through the TV channel. But anyways, she's actually gone into the theater and put on a dance recital in the theater. It's very interesting. Let me just show you her again. Now, Prancer, okay? Now, Prancer is also a girl reindeer, and it's just like this. Let me just show you so you can see her, okay? Now, Prancer is very interesting because she, along with my compass and altimeter and things like that, I'm old school, boys and girls, really am old school. She can navigate me through different cloud patterns. And she's in charge of the fun and activities around the North Pole. Because, you know, not everything is work, work, work there. Now, Vixen, I got to tell you this, you don't think about this with reindeer. But Vixen has what we call a crush. Oh, yeah. A crush on Cupid. And she hopes that one day they'll be husband and wife, and then we'll have other little reindeer. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. She's very well known for her cleanliness. She's very clean, and she makes the other reindeers stay clean, too. Now, Comet. Comet is very interesting. Okay. Now, Comet, well, I got the name because one night in the sky there was this bright ball, and it was like a comet coming down to Earth. Okay, and as it made this humongous light, Comet was born, and Mom and Dad decided to name it Comet. So we've left it ever since. Now, he is very smart and gets straight A's on his classes. Now, I hope you, the boys and girls that are watching here, are doing the homework until they don't have to do it right now because of the situation we're in, and are trying hard. Because just because you don't have to go to school doesn't mean you don't have to work hard at it. Okay? Now, here's Cupid. And Cupid is a boy, like we talked about, and he doesn't really know that Vixen's got a crush on him. But he's always busy trying to match up other reindeer to make them partners. And, he actually runs the newspaper. He's like the editor. I can't read Reindeer, I'll tell you that right now, so I don't know too much about what's going on with that. But Blitzen, she helps him at the newspaper department there where they put out that reindeer newspaper. And so that's Cupid. Now, Donder, like we said, stands for thunder, okay? And let's just see. Donder's in charge of the reindeer's eating habits, and he makes sure they all stay in shape, and he makes them exercise. And last year, Vixen got too heavy during the summer and almost lost her spot, okay? Now, here comes the secrets I was telling you about on the other little part of the video. But with hard work, she's able to keep her spot. Donder started his training camp a long time ago because Comet and Cupid were so out of shape they couldn't pull half my sleigh. They lost their spots from two other reindeer, Rodney and Ralph. There you go. And finally, of the 8 reindeer is Blitzen. And like I say, Blitzen's the fastest reindeer. She's at the left of my side, the last reindeer on the left. And basically, she lives up to her name almost every Christmas Eve because the sleigh, when it runs into a blizzard, and guess what happens? Blitzen will really take charge of Dasher or even Rudolph and make sure that sleigh gets to the right spot. And finally, Rudolph. Now, you all know the story about Rudolph and how he got his red nose. He was born with the red nose, and it's really a sad thing. The other reindeer wouldn't let him play in reindeer games. And, just like some boys and girls, they don't let other boys and girls play with them. And that's not a good thing. Everybody should play together. But he overcame all those obstacles, and probably because I found out he had that red nose. But if you have a fear, you should try to face your fear and the obstacles. Now, those are the trading cards that I have. Of course, there's 9 trading cards, 8 reindeer and Rudy's 9. Okay, and what I want to explain to you is when I'm out and about, and you might notice me, because I do get noticed later on, what happens is I go ahead and go, oh, and I'll hand you a trading card. Okay, so that's how you get the trading cards. There might be other ways too, but for right now, that's the way I do them. So there you are. There's the trading cards of the 9 reindeer. Now, I hope you enjoyed this segment of me talking about all the reindeer and what they do and how they're set up, and the fact that, like, one of these reindeer, even though it's named, Donder, for instance, might not be the same Donder. Okay? So now you have a wonderful time. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. This is old Santa Claus saying, ho, ho, ho!